Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our first of 3 live broadcasts today. I'd like to welcome all of my friends that are watching this live on Facebook or LinkedIn, or are watching this being streamed on my YouTube channel. Additionally, I'd like to welcome all of my students that are here. You know, I got to tell you, I love it when old friends show up. Martin, it's really nice to see you. I got a couple of things I want to cover, and then we can talk. And one of Debbie's prospects responded, so we'll take a look at that. Now, last week, by accident, I discovered I rediscovered a feature that we were all in love with when it came on LinkedIn. And then after about 7 months, they took it off. Now, typically, when a social network takes things off, when they're expanding, they put it someplace else. And at one point in time, you could actually go on LinkedIn, and some of the advanced searches that you now have to pay for, you have to be able to do for free. So last week, in working with one of my coaching students, he logged in to an advanced LinkedIn feature as opposed to Sales Navigator. And when I saw what was in it, I went crazy, because they put the feature there. And when it was available, it enabled everybody to connect with people that had recently joined LinkedIn. And we developed a strategy. Unbelievable, unbelievably effective. You know, Martin, you might even remember it. So there's some new things that have taken place on LinkedIn that you have to know about. Some of them are great. Some of them are good. And for the average person that's trying to build a networking business on LinkedIn, well, they're out of luck, because some of them are really bad. We're going to talk a little bit about the great news, the good news, and along with the great news, in my scripts book, we have a strategy that related to this feature. We kind of left on, but we're amending it, putting it back in there, because it now has a whole new meaning. Bad news: because of the onslaught of bogus profiles that are jumping onto LinkedIn, LinkedIn is taking some rather strict steps to protect their paying members. Now, when LinkedIn introduced this special new feature 2.5 years ago, it enabled my students to dramatically increase their business. And many of them reported that it enabled them to quadruple sales. As social networks are known to do, one day LinkedIn removed it from their list of available features without notice. In fact, I even tried to launch a campaign to get LinkedIn to put it back. Well, they put it back, but they didn't put it back in the free version. Again, last week I discovered where they put it. And I'm genuinely excited for all of you, because I know what it will do for all of you. And it's called Recruiter Lite. So moving forward, for those of you that are in boot camp, or for those of you that have never taken advantage of their 30-day free trial, you're going to want to try LinkedIn's Recruiter Lite. You know how I feel about posting, putting things out there for people creates relationships with people. And for the last 2 weeks, we've been talking about Bruce Lee. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. My 4-step formula forms the single simple system that's your one kick step to mastering every social network. All you have to do is create a page, put yourself out there, then connect with people. Now, for those of you that are already on LinkedIn and you've built up a list of people, Martin, you're going to love this. Start talking to them, qualify them, and close sales. It's so simple that anyone can master it. I got this recently from one of my students, 3 sales today, all directly traced to the contacts I made using the techniques you taught me. Best of all, I'm just getting started. So if you have a big list of people that you're already connected to, what's going to happen is going to blow you away. He followed it up with, and the person I brought in has brought in 4 of her friends, and there's 8 more to bring in. What a ride. Now, social networks are a great source of free leads, but some social networks are better than others. LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram are without question the 3 best. But LinkedIn is king. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop over here. Let me mute Martin. Hey, good afternoon.
Hi, Max.
How
Good
are
to
you?
talk to you again. It's been a long time.
Yes, it is. I did get that note that you sent over about how that birthday thing helped you. I think you sent it
Yeah.
in March or April. It's amazing. So how have you been?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm using your strategies. It really sort of turned my life around once I learned your system in terms of what I'm doing with my retirement. It's become a hobby. It's something I do for fun every day. And I still use your strategies, but I thought it's time I got back in and got up to date with you. So here I am.
Well, everything changes, and so much has changed. How many people are you connected to on LinkedIn now? Do you have any idea?
Well, it's still somewhere around 10,000, but the main thing is that I've learned how to identify the right kind of people, the people I do want to connect with and talk to, communicate with. And I'm doing that instead of just sort of randomly whoever happens to click the like button. So I can target the people I want to be talking to. So it's low numbers, but high quality, if you like.
Okay, Martin, you're going to love this. All right.
Oh, good.
All right. Now, okay. So let's just take a second Now, there's something that you can do that will immediately trigger a whole flow of messages from people that you're already connected to, and it's huge. All right, so what I'm going to ask you to do is this online success by design. Completely take it off.
Yeah.
Okay, just take it off, copy it first, and then
Right.
put it back exactly like it is. Okay, so you're going to take
Okay.
it off, and then when you re-enter it, it's going to trigger a notice to all of the people that you're connected to. All right, I'm going to show
Uh-huh.
you. Okay, it's amazing. The other thing, that and I think if that's more effective, the other thing that you could do, I mean, you're going to have an anniversary next month, actually in about a week and a half. November is going to trigger an anniversary for you, but taking it off and putting it back, I'll show you what it's going to do. Next, your birthday.
Mhm.
Well, let's leave the birthday thing alone. All right.
Mhm.
So now, let me go over to my profile. Let me go to my network. So if you go over to your network, and so you've got 10,000, I've got 10,000.
Mhm.
So your first level, click on, look at your first level connections. Now, what you can do is if you specifically know who you're looking for, who would be an ideal prospect. There's a lot of people that you're connected to that you've either never talked to or haven't followed up on.
Yeah.
All right. So if you go up here and you put in the keyword search in the category that they belong to, and let me give you a great example. Sam is in Australia. And if we look at Sam's profile, he's a financial advisor and investor. He sells a big ticket item. It's a $5,000 investment. Some people upgrade to $15,000. And so what we did, now he'd been in a couple of boot camps, and what he did was he jumped into coaching this year. And let me just show you what happened. So all right, so he is specifically looking for people that are investors, business owners, bankers, financial advisors, and Forex trainers. So he knows who he's looking for, just like you probably do. What we did was, if you go in and you do a search, let's see, where is it? Let me find it. So what he did was he went into his search, into his connection list, and he specifically did a search for. Now, what we did was a lot of the scripts have changed, but find it. And we came up with some specific posts that would resonate with the people that he want to talk to. Okay, so here we go. So we had 4,700 connections in the beginning of March. We went in and we searched for investors, business owners, bankers, Forex traders, and financial advisors. So out of 4,700 people, he had 1,738 people. This was the number of people he was already connected to. So 37% of his connections were in that specific target market that he was looking for. And those are the only people that he reached out to, right? Now watch what happened. I think it was 2 weeks after we had that session, he sent me this, Max, it's been a crazy 2 weeks. I sponsored 12 people in 2 weeks. That's 12 people in 14 days. I've been busy onboarding the new team, training them. I've been on Zooms for 5 to 6 hours a day. Now you might not want to work that hard. So then he comes back to me a week later. And he says, you know, whoops, here we go. Hard to believe I'm writing this to testify to my success. Keep in mind, he's selling a $5,000 program. Okay. Says, thanks for your coaching. I've added 21 new team members in the last 3 weeks. 21 times 5,000. It's a nice piece of change. Of course, he has to work with them and train them, but why not? That's what he does. So he said that, let's see, your coaching is exceptional, but you know that. Your way of coaching gave me the reassurance to go from where I was for a few months stuck, not going forward, getting rejection after rejection, to signing up 90% of the people that he talks to. Why is that number so high? Because as he's talking to people, as he's getting to know them, as soon as it becomes obvious that they're not what he's looking for, he stops and he talks to somebody else. Now, when you go in and you look at the people let me minimize this. When you look at the people that you're connected to. So I went up here and I'll do a search for people that are looking for an opportunity. So I got 1,300 people that I'm already connected to. Right? Now, if we scroll down here, so Bob is experienced looking for a new opportunity. We go over here to the messages. So this was in June. All right, but I've got the wrong name in there. But if we come down here, you remember you got 10 on a page. So let's go to page 7. So let's pick this is a somewhere in the, let's just look at the message here. Okay, so here's somebody at one point in time was looking for an opportunity. She's looking to work with people, but there's no message here. We go.
No previous contact with her, huh?
None. All right, now look, let's, and we can see here by looking at her followers, we know that her settings are off. But let's go over here. Okay, so we've been connected since June of 2022, but we've never talked. And you would be amazing. You would be absolutely amazed at how many people you're already connected to that will fall into that category. Now, another thing that LinkedIn has done, which is huge. If you go over to your network, you know, you're getting invitations from people, but then they've got something called celebrations. Now, with your activity, you should have it. If not, it's easy to bring it up. But what celebrations does is it breaks down 3 areas: job changes. So when you take that piece off your profile and then you re-enter it, it's going to send out a notice to everybody that you're connected to. That I'll give you a classic example. John Rollins is a good friend. We worked together 18 years ago when he actually helped. Let me bring his profile up. He actually how am I going to do this? So we'll go to message. So John had 1,961 connections. So 27% of the people that he's connected to are prospects. 257 are looking, 153 are open, 97 are seeking, 19 are searching. Right? So
I'm curious to know how you get that breakdown that you just showed there,
Well,
or is
yeah,
that a coaching thing?
well, no, I'm telling everybody, you just go up to your network and you just type in, do the keyword search, type in looking,
Ah, okay,
and see how many people you're connected to are looking.
Yeah,
You know,
makes sense.
searching. John, for years was worked for the U.S. Patent Office. Excuse me. And he was he played a part in when Manatech went to get their patent. He got very close to the owners of the company, and the formulator of the product he became especially close to. And about 6 years ago, the formulator of the product came up with a new product, new company. So John has joined a new company, and everybody comes back. And he went crazy when I showed him, you know, some of the things that you could do. So what we did, all we did was we pulled this out, just like I suggested you do, and then put it back. And what happened was sent out a notification to everybody he's connected to. He's connected to me, so I got it. And just by posting it, he's had 3 reactions and he's had 2 comments. He did it 2 days ago. This is going to build. So this action all by itself. Linda White or Lydia is in my boot camp. So 4 days ago, she listed this. So what happens is Everett 5 days ago took what he had on, took it off, put it back. He's had 10 reactions and he's had 1 comment. So these are opportunities to start talking to people. Amelia is in Norway right now. She did the same thing. So one of the elements of celebrations is job changing. The other one, which you're already familiar with, the birthday gift. So like Facebook used to do, or still does, Facebook lets you know when people are having a birthday. Well, at the beginning of the year, LinkedIn started doing the same thing. They started to let people know when people were having a birthday. And this is kind of funny. What I was teaching everybody to do is before you reach out to this person, you have to bring up their profile and you have to check to see how long they've been connected to you, because it's part of the conversation. And the other part is you need to see how active they are. Because if you were connected for 10 years And they're having a birthday, but they haven't been active for 5 years. Sending them a happy birthday notice is a waste of time. So that was the steps that you had to go through. And then lo and behold, about 5 weeks, I swear to God, somebody from LinkedIn is taking place in my boot camps. Because out of nowhere, all of a sudden, they started to tell you. So here, Kate, I've been connected to Katie for 14 years. I've been connected to this person for 11 years. Now, what's interesting is if we go, whoops, we wanted to wish her a happy birthday. Now, this is again, another interesting thing is they used to give us a place where we could wish them a happy birthday. Where is it? They took it off. So what you have to do, let's look at Cindy.
Do they force you to look at the profile?
Well, yeah.
Maybe that's a good thing.
Well, except, see, here's the, see, here's the thing though. If they're having a birthday, I have no idea why they did it. No idea. But, and it wasn't like this last week. So things are changing all the time. But they used to make it easy to wish someone a happy birthday. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? So
It's
what
like
I would
they give with one hand and take away with the other, Max.
well, you know what it's like? It's like, and we all go through this with our mobile phones. You know, you go to sleep, you wake up in the morning, and when if you let's say restart your phone, or you got a little notice that during the night, we've uploaded the new, to keep everything good, we've uploaded the newest version of our software. And then you go and you look and they've moved everything around.
Yeah.
They don't tell you where they put it. You know what you're looking for.
But
So-
I seem to remember you have a script that talks about, hey, Katie, I noticed we've been connected for 14 years. We haven't
Exactly.
talked for a while. How you been? I think that adds a bit of weight to the happy birthday message, doesn't it?
Oh, it
when
does. And
yeah.
it's part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
But what we have to do, so here's Katie Handy Sign. So now I got to go over here. So I got to bring her up. Now, all I have to do here is look at the messages we see. We've never talked. Now what I have to do, and we've been connected for so many years. Now what I have to do is I actually have to bring up her profile and then come down here to activity, because this again is something new. And let's see how active she is. So she posted something 9 hours ago, so we know she's active. And up until about 9 weeks ago, the only thing that you could check was their posting activity. But now what they've done, now if they haven't posted anything, that doesn't mean they haven't been active. So you can go over here, you can look at what comments she's made. So she commented here on something. All right. And then over here under more reactions, what has she reacted to that other people have done? So she liked something this guy did 4 weeks ago. So what this does is it gives you more opportunities to determine activity first. Because if you reach out to people that are not active, you're wasting your time. All right. Now, let me come back. All right. So I'm going to fast forward past a bunch of stuff. So LinkedIn's membership is obviously growing. But look at the new demographics. 59% of LinkedIn's user base is between 25 and 34. As a result, LinkedIn is putting in all kinds of new features and tools that are used by younger people, which is the reason why GIFs and moving images are so popular. 58 million companies are listed. Over the summer, when Bed Bath & Beyond was going bankrupt, shutting down their stores, you could go on there and you could find all kinds of great people worked in retail for 15, 20 years. They lost their jobs. 129,000 schools, 39,000 different skills. And this has created a whole new searching criteria. Because instead of looking for school teachers, fitness instructors, or personal trainers, you can look for people that have the skills that you're looking for. 140 million people have the open to work frame around their profile photo now. So you can search for people by their profession, by their skill sets. Show me all the people that have sales training skills, team management skills, team building skills, leadership development, by their location, by their activity, by their desire, urgency to find new ways to generate income. So initially, all we had to go by was activity. Because if they're not active, it's a waste of time to reach out to them. But now, you got all these other things that you could check, because a lot of people don't post, but they're active. The open to work frame makes it easier, obviously, to find the best people, because more people than ever before are looking for ways to make extra money, and you have the opportunity that provides a solution for them, but you know going in that there's a high probability that they wouldn't be interested. So LinkedIn today is the best social network to build your business on, because they provide you with the easiest direct access to the most people. But LinkedIn is 100 times better than Facebook. All right. So your success depends on a number of factors: optimizing your profile, adjusting your settings, understanding how it works, and it changes all the time, positioning yourself as an authority, creating effective lead generation, efficiently qualifying your prospects. So LinkedIn has become Facebook for professionals. The new searching features. So now you could jump into Recruiter Lite, do a search, and see who joined LinkedIn in the last 24 hours. Who joined LinkedIn in the last 7 days, the last 2 weeks, the last month, the last 3 months. Now, what's the benefit of knowing when they signed up with LinkedIn? The benefit is, number one, you get to these people before your competition. You get to these people before they get slammed by all these people that are trying to sell them things. And we have a script that we took it out of the scripts book because the feature went away. But when you reach out to somebody and welcome them to LinkedIn, hey, it's nice to connect with you on LinkedIn. And once they accept the connection, then you write back and say, hey, you know, it's nice to be connected. We changed that script a little bit to say, you know, welcome to LinkedIn. I met some wonderful people, made some wonderful friends. You know, a lot of my friends on LinkedIn call me their LinkedIn guru or their LinkedIn helper, because I know so much about LinkedIn. So if you have any questions please feel free to reach out to me. Now, remember that all of that you're on 24/7. You never turn off that little tag that says you're there. So what happens is when they have a question, they go to LinkedIn's help button and they put in their question. They can wait 2 days, 3 days, 4 days before they get an answer. But then they look at you and they see that green dot. So they reach out to you. In fact, a lot of my students would hear from people, hey, do you work for LinkedIn? No, I don't work for LinkedIn, but I have an online the conversations that people were having were creating outrageous success stories. Example here. So with Recruiter, right now, 990 million people. So I just did this search yesterday. How many people joined LinkedIn? In one day, 540,000 people. In the last week, another 630,000. So you just add these together. In the last 14 days, you got 14,000 people. In the last 30 days, another 18,000. So you add all these numbers up. In the last 90 days, 3.5 million people joined and created profiles, because that's what it goes by, profile creation. So in the last 90 days, you had 4.4 million people that have created profiles. And you get to these people before your competition. Additionally, they've expanded the search range up to 200 miles. So I did a search for people in sales. If we all did the same search, 52,100,000 recently joined LinkedIn, 843,000. So we take sales, and then I did looking for an opportunity in sales. So out of these 52 million, 33,000 recently joined LinkedIn. 2,600 are brand new. To duplicate. Okay, so managers that recently joined LinkedIn, 25,000 managers joined it in the last 24 hours. Managers looking for an opportunity, last 24 hours, 29. Trainers that recently joined LinkedIn, and then trainers looking for an opportunity. So this makes the whole thing. This gives you the opportunity to pinpoint the people that you want to talk to. Now, Sales Navigator, for those of you that are using Sales Navigator, the reason we were using it is because you could do a search to see who posted on LinkedIn in the last 30 days, which was a phenomenal figure. Now you can still do it in Recruiter Lite, but you have to turn it on, Sales Navigator. So Recruiter Lite has some additional features. For example, you could go in and you could do a search for all the people that have the open to work frame. It's 140 million people. Now, you have to remember that just because someone is using the open to work frame, it doesn't mean they're looking for work. Some of them are looking for work, and some of them have businesses, and they're open to work for people, so they're looking for business. Additionally, they gave a search for year of graduation, which is, I just started playing with this yesterday. My wife is talking to me today because what we saw yesterday. So here again, birthdays, celebrations. So you can reconnect and follow up with your best prospects, connect with the best new ones, save time, increase your closing rates, and reduce rejection. Now, the bad news is for all these people that are on LinkedIn, the free account, they've turned off the ability to do a search and send a connection request with a message. So you can only send out 10 a month, 10 a month. And the message that you send is reduced to 200 characters. They're doing it for a reason. That's because so many people, LinkedIn is flooded with hundreds of thousands of fake profiles, and they're violating their rules and terms of service. Here's an example. Here's somebody, and one clue is the pictures are all of very pretty women that have Oriental or Chinese ethnicity. So here's someone that's got a phenomenal resume here, but anybody can make up a resume. So when someone like this sends you a connection request, LinkedIn warns you. Only connect with people that you know. And here's another one that just put up a picture, nothing in it. Life will treat us the way we treat them. Nothing else. Same thing. So now when people are reporting people for bad activity, now they've added a fake account. LinkedIn has tried to address that by letting everybody verify your account. Now, when you verify your account, you're providing LinkedIn with a copy of your driver's license, a copy of your resume, your passport, so that they know you're real. But the name on your driver's license or passport has to match exactly the name that you're using. So a number of people are having issue and having a problem with that. So again, you'll start out with 10, you'll go down to 1, and then you can't do it. So every new connection that people make is like a seed planted in your growing garden of prospects. And your daily activity over time, including texts, posts, likes, comments, and direct messages, proactively nourish your relationships with everyone the same way that water and fertilizer helps your garden grow. Last week, we heard from one of our students. Let me see if she's here this morning. She connected with someone in 2020, 3 years ago. And the woman reached out to her last week. She says, "Are you still doing that health and wellness thing?" "Yes, I am. I'd like to get involved." What kept everything alive was posting and an occasional conversation. So daily activity, posting, proactively nourishes your relationships, same way water and fertilizer helps your garden grow. As you learn more about each prospect, you know who you want to continue to talk to and who you don't. So when you only talk about your business with the people that you know need and want what you're selling, you'll close more sales and dramatically reduce or eliminate rejections from the entire business building process. You have to be patient and resist the urge to tell them about what you do in detail until you're confident that they're real prospects. So the more you know about your prospects, the higher your closing rates are going to be. Selecting a perfect prospect is as simple as picking a ripe tomato for a salad that you want to make tonight, or picking out a green, yellow, blue, or red M&M. Now, a lot of things are changing in the last 3 months of the year. For those of you that are in network marketing, these can be the busiest months for all of you. Because during the holidays, what happens is people start thinking of it. First, a lot of people start thinking about what can I do to make some extra money? Because Christmas coming up, I got to give presents, got to do some traveling to visit family. So they're thinking about what they can do to make more money. If you only talk to qualified prospects about your business, well, how do we determine a qualified prospect? The contents of their profile, their visible activity, and their answers to your question. So LinkedIn's new searching features, they've changed too. When we all do a search for the same thing, what happens is the search results, the number is going to be the same. But the sequence is going to be different because it matches you up with the contents of the other person's profile. Of course, they let you search by country, city, state, or distance. All right, now let me all right, so let me log out of my account. And okay, now let me unmute everything.
Good morning.
Good morning. You know, this is why you wanted to ask this question,
Right.
okay? Because I've already been approached a few months ago and a few years ago. Okay. And so we have a script for that. There are very few people in your company that understand how to go, anyway, we've got a script for that. So now, is this the one you're supposed to have a conversation with today?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
It sounds like that is off, but to me, if she's been approached, she is not, and she turned it, I mean, I turned it down 5 or 6 or more times.
no,
And-
yeah, but see, here's the thing. It's the way she was approached. If you look
Right.
if you look in the case study, okay, there's a perfect example. Okay.
Which case study?
It's in that last batch. One of the examples where the person had been approached and turned it down. And I pretty much know, the company has only been, yeah, all right. She's not dead. Okay.
Right.
She's not
Right.
dead.
I agree.
So basically, the thing is that the way she was approached was not the way you approached her. The way you're going to build the business is not the way that you're going to help her build the business. So I understand. You have an advantage over everybody else in the company because the company has only been social media. All right. So at any event, I will be back at 4 o'clock. Let me put in the chat for those of you that haven't registered for the November boot camp yet.
And will you send me the latest case studies?
I thought I did.
No, I got one from prior, but not the last ones, I think.
Okay. So I am going to put in the chat a link to register for the November boot camp. A better you can register for the November boot camp. Now, tomorrow we have our last session of the October boot camp, which has an extra session in it. But I want to remind all of you that we have added new content to boot camp. We have a file with daily motivational images, messages you can send. We also, to make it easier for everybody, have a file with daily motivational posting GIFs that you're going to be able to use. And of course, we have added about a dozen new case studies. So if you're in the current boot camp, go to maxsteingart.com/twofer and use the promo code DOUBLE. It'll drop the price to $59 a boot camp and work with me through the end of the year. A better deal is our 90-day challenge. Work with me in November, December, and January. All right. And if you're one of the first 10 people to register, we're also including participation in our mastermind sessions for the next 90 days. All right. Now, don't worry, Caroline, don't worry about those people. If you don't feel comfortable responding to these people, just let it wait. Let it wait. We have a coaching session tomorrow. All right. So until next time, if you're not talking to 10 people every day, you could be. Talk to all of you next at 4 o'clock or at 9 o'clock tonight.